Sometimes it's the little things that make your dives more enjoyable, not necessarily the big items. Especially when you start being able to refine your equipment, your rig, your kit, so that it's just that perfect thing for you. Well, the thing that really makes it perfect is a molded mouthpiece. You know how sometimes when you get done diving, your jaws ache, or you look at your regulator and crazy enough, you've bitten through the mouthpiece because you're biting with your front teeth trying to keep the regulator in your mouth. Of course, a lot of times folks don't realize that actually by biting with the front teeth so hard, it causes the jaw muscles to lock up both on the inside and the outside of the cheek, which can make it a little bit more difficult to equalize. So what Edge and Hog have put together is the premium molded mouthpiece. Now, this is really an excellent addition to your regulators. If you've not used one, you're really missing out. I have one on all my regulators. I have for a couple of years, and that's one reason I really push to have us carry and offer these premium molded mouthpieces. Now, talk to you a little bit about them. So I've got a clear one here, and we're going to kind of look at the parts and pieces. So we've got what we call a molding tab that fits into the mouthpiece opening where it comes out of the regulator. On the side here, there are what we call bite spacers. And these bite spacers, of course, stay in here while you're molding this mouthpiece. There is the word up written on the top, which means when you put this in your mouth, you want to make sure that that up is facing up toward your upper teeth. So that gives you some understanding. Now, how do we mold this? It's pretty simple and pretty easy. Start a pot of boiling water. What you're going to do is you're going to hold it by the tab, and you're going to dip it into the water. Now, what you're dipping in, of course, are the bite wings. So you're going to dip into the bite wings, you're going to into the water, up to the tab, the molding tab, but not on and past the molding tab. So only up to about here. And you're going to hold it in there for about 15 seconds. And once it's been in there for about that time, make sure you take it and shake all the water off of it. And then you're going to take it, place it into your mouth, again with up facing up. Give it a nice bite and rub your cheeks on the outside and around. You can kind of suck on it a little bit and make sure you've got good close adhesion to your teeth, and kind of work your jaw around a little bit. And once you've done that, take it out, leave it in there for about 2 minutes. Take it out and then drop it into some cold water for about 3 minutes. Now, if you do it like that, you should be in good shape. Take the molding, the bite spacers out once you've done that. Put it back in your mouth and test it, see how it feels. Now, the beauty is these can be remolded a couple of times. So if you have maybe a little bit of dental work, something like that, you want to remold it, then you can do so without any trouble. Now, be careful that you don't, have that hot water come up onto the tab, because you could irreversibly damage the molded mouthpiece, and it won't remold. But with care, you can have a great accessory to your regulator. Now, a couple little odds and ends I want to point out. If you've got any kind of dental issues, check with your dentist before you try to use one of these. One of the things you don't want to do, of course, is to not secure this properly without using a good zip tie. Make sure you always check your mouthpieces, no matter if it's this one or another type, but always check your mouthpieces to make sure they're on your regulators and they've got a good solid connection on there with a zip tie. If your zip ties are getting brittle, cut it off, replace it. Best thing in the world to do. You don't want your mouthpiece to come off and have your regulator, come out of your mouth. Not necessarily going to be a good result with that. Once you have it on your regulator, try to keep your regulator out of direct sunlight in the summer, especially here in Florida. It can get pretty warm, or inside your mask box, in the trunk of your car or something. It could cause this to deform a little bit. So you want to make sure you take a look at that. And of course, they're really easy to clean. Just take a toothbrush and brush them with some fresh water. I actually use toothpaste on mine, but clean them from time to time, keep them fresh. If you ever take them off, a great place to store these is in your mask box. And maybe keep a couple of extra zip ties in your mask box also. So that's the Edge Premium Molded Mouthpiece. And these are now available. And one of the beautiful things about it is that the price on these is really, really good. And right now, this time of year, super stocking stuffers. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode here at Edge-Hog Dive Gear YouTube.